Hey everyone, it's Ricky's Rockin' Reviews, and I'm currently stuck in my car. It's really raining out here, so I thought I'd do a book tag video. This comes to us from Faceless Book Reviews. He got it from somewhere else. I'll make sure to include them in the description. But I saw his video, and first question goes, do I like really chunky, comprehensive biographies or short and succinct biographies? And I'm gonna have to say that I really enjoy a deep dive. I have Ron Chernow's biography of George Washington and of Alexander Hamilton. David McCullough did one for John Adams. And the more detailed, the better. I want to flesh out these people. If I'm taking the time to read about somebody, it's because I want to know as much as I can about them and everything that they were involved in. Second question is, do I prefer a celebrity memoir or an average Joe memoir? And I'm gonna have to say I like a celebrity memoir. I have an interest in them. Like, for example, I mostly stick to the music ones. I have the big chunky Led Zeppelin biography about the whole band, and I have one for Billy Idol. I really love Billy Idol. He has some fantastic albums, and if you think about it right now, he's like the last living solo rock and roll star from the past. So he's really cool. I really enjoy his music. And I also have David Bowie's biography. I also have a biography of Stan Lee, and I think I also have a book on him that's like a series of interviews and stuff like that. So I'm more into that kind of thing than an average Joe person, to be honest. The third question is, would I prefer complete correspondence or selected letters? And I'm gonna go with I don't know which I'm gonna go with, because it depends on which day you ask me. So with complete correspondence, you get a tone of what these people's repertoire was and their relationship with each other or with an entity, however many are involved. And with selected, you get a more focused view, and that can be good because it can hit harder depending on what you are either researching or want to know about. So yeah. Fourth question is, do I prefer memoirs that are fresh or memoirs after some significant time has passed and there's hindsight? And I'm gonna have to say I'm picking the hindsight one. I feel like when we are able to take a step back, we're able to see the past through a different lens. Now, seeing a memoir that's very fresh, that can be very potent, but I feel like the passage of time just really, I don't know, it does something to the events that you've been through. You can either look at them through rose-tinted glasses, like in a nostalgic way, and have it painted in a positive light, or you can just take a really zoomed out picture and see what were the ramifications of an event. So memoir is usually for an event or a specific period of time, but I'm really interested to see not only what happened during that time or during that event, but also if you're able to see if there was any domino effects from that. Now, with the memoir of a fresh event or time period, I think it's easy to miss some things or even people that come into light later on. And so you're going to have to write an expanded version or, a new edition with increased or with additional chapters. I'm just going to take a little coffee break for the working man here. By the way, with coffee, iced coffee in particular, isn't it weird how no matter how clean the cup is when you first grab it, somehow, someway your hands just eventually get sticky? It's so annoying. I can't stand stickiness. Anyways, back to the questions. Next question is, this is question number 5, do I prefer scholarly biographies or gossipy biographies or memoirs? And I definitely have to go with scholarly. I just mentioned earlier all the historic stuff that I have. I am not really into gossip. There's definitely some juicy tales to be told with some famous people and the affairs they've had and stuff like that, but that usually just gets included in a regular biography, even the scholarly ones. Even though I'm talking about historical figures, for example, Alexander Hamilton, he had his own juicy affairs and people he was involved with. People have their skeletons in the closet and stuff like that, so it's always going to be interesting and it always comes through. But my base level, what I'm mostly interested in is on a my interest is mostly in a scholarly level, so I'm gonna have to choose that for sure. Next question is, do I prefer an artsy biography or a sports biography? And I'm gonna have to lean to art because of what I have on the shelf. For example, I currently have like a couple Stan Lee books. I have memoirs of Ernest Hemingway and his time over there in Europe. Fascinating. And I recently picked up this book that's beautiful, and I just can't wait to dive in because it's so interesting. It's a biography or memoir by Moss Hart, and it's called Act One. He was a Depression era kid, and it talks about his love for theater and how he eventually put on his own play. And I think that's so fascinating, especially because it's kind of a chunky book. So I'm really interested in that. I do have one sports biography, and I just picked it up actually. It's a Michael Jordan one, which I just love Michael Jordan. There are some athletes, like for example Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali, who I would definitely be interested in reading more of. Question is, do I like a gritty autobiography or an inspirational one? I think that depends on the day that you're asking me. I'm gonna have to go with gritty. I just like no holds barred, raw emotion, anything like that. I'm all into. Next question is, do I prefer biographies of historical figures or of contemporary figures? And I've kind of already mentioned how my biographies that are not historical are usually like musical people or writers. There's a Jimi Hendrix one that I want to pick up. I left it at the store. I don't know why I left it. It was very cool looking. I'll post a picture right here, but hopefully I find that one. Anyways, I'm just because of the value that comes from it, I'm definitely going to historical. This is question number 10, I believe. Biographies of tragic days or biographies of happy days? I actually like taking some time to think about this. I do prefer my biographies to have a little bit of both. I don't really go for a type of feeling. I'm really actually going for the person themselves and just their importance to me, whether I like their music, whether I think they were valuable people to us, like our founding fathers. And I feel like a good biography is going to have a little bit of both either way. So that's kind of a wishy-washy answer, but I really firmly believe that. There's always sacrifice in people's lives. And so that's fascinating to read about. But people who have lived these like larger than life lives, they just tend to have both. It is currently still raining and I am still stuck in my car with my iced coffee. It's a venti and I'm almost like halfway done with it. This has been fun though. But anyways, I've run out of the questions, but I did think of one biography that I recently picked up that doesn't really fit into any category necessarily, and I'm really excited to talk about it. So I'll just mention it. I'm gonna post it in a haul video, but it is a story of Scott Kelly. It's called Endurance, and he was an astronaut who actually lived a year in space. I feel like that's super fascinating, and I honestly wish I had it right here so I could be reading it in the rain in this hot, muggy car with my iced coffee. Guys, thank you so much for watching and sticking around. I'm really grateful for everyone who watches and comments. And if you'd be so kind to subscribe, because I have more videos coming. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I post all of the books that I buy on there. so you'll see them ahead of time. And I write all of my reviews, and they are usually my written reviews are usually the first thing to be put up. And I'm also just posting random memes and stories about writing and reading. But anyways, this has been fun, and I'll catch you guys later.